Hello everyone, this is Javamonk, and welcome to episode 88 of the Survival series. So, I'm actually really liking this new ritual of starting every episode with a haiku and a limerick, because this is also the least laggy place in the base, bizarrely enough. So, last episode we actually kind of did some minor tweaking to the system so that I no longer have to press twice for a haiku and a limerick. I'm just going to get both at the same time. So press for haiku and limerick. So here we go. This is also partially a test of the new system. 3, 2, 1. Let's get a limerick and a haiku for this episode. Perfect. Exactly as planned. So this is our haiku and this is our limerick. Here we go. Our haiku for this episode is: I would be careful, from Quark Who Got Limericks. Are you happy now? Very thought-provoking, I think. Even though it makes absolutely no sense. And now our limerick is: I know an old owl named Boo. When traveled he made such a fuss. Boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. That park bench will lie. I'm too down to put one across. Okay then. I don't know. I guess you could make something of that? I don't know. Yeah, and this limerick has definitely been definitely rearranged. So this episode, I got some pretty crazy plans. So what I'd like to do is transport a ghast. The reason I want to do that is because this room is a little bit plain, especially the ceiling. See, the ceiling's all nice and decorated and all, but what's really needed is like a central decoration. And here's the thing, some of the other rooms that have that kind of special ceiling, specifically this room here, the central decoration is the floating anvil that's still laying around since update 1.12. Which I have not used because I am afraid that if I do use it, it's going to end up falling. And then it won't be a good central decoration anymore. So what I want to do now is essentially, I'm going to get a ghast and use it as a central decoration. But first, let's get some No Thorns armor. I know I'm kind of detracting from the point of the episode, but check this out. I've just been AFKing at the seagrass farm, and I was just wondering, why isn't any of the seagrass coming through into the bulk storage room? And I realized that's because I goofed up the placement of the hoppers, and it was essentially clogging up a giant hopper stream going from the sea pickle farm down to the bulk storage room. And check out what I fished out of these hoppers. My original Silk Touch pick. This thing, I accidentally dropped this thing into the seagrass farm several months ago. Yeah, I dropped this in at like maybe episode 40 something. Yeah, long lost Silk Touch pick, and it's finally been returned. So I think this momentous occasion should actually go into the Hall of Fame right now, just as soon as this lag gets cleared up a little bit. There we go. Right at the edge of the Hall of Fame, in the mansion, just gonna put an item frame and a Silk Touch pick, right next to David Bowie. So, David Bowie, it actually got duplicated accidentally, and so one of the copies has been lost forever, but this one still remains, the copy, the duplicated version, so it goes in the Hall of Fame. Also, this Silk Touch pick that I fished out of the seagrass farm is now forever immortalized in the Hall of Fame. So, actually I don't necessarily need these signs. So while I'm taking care of the Hall of Fame and Hall of Shame, let's actually go down to the Hall of Shame and put in something new. This is the medallion. The second floor staircase medallion. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, here is a picture of what I'm talking about. Welcome to the top of the Nether. So, I just built out this gigantic stone platform that's essentially going to, and also this gigantic Nether portal. So, this is actually pretty close to the gold farm. The gold farm's right there with the pink beacon. This Nether portal leads to kind of way up high in the sky in the overworld. So I can't use that portal to come back to the Nether, but that's totally fine. This is the platform that is going to spawn the ghast that I'm then going to trap and use as decoration. I just realized that kind of makes me sound like some sort of... I don't have enough slime blocks. I just realized that makes me sound like some sort of evil... like some kind of evil villain. And I guess in that way I kind of am. So there we go. I'm gonna build out some sort of flying machine so that if a ghast actually does spawn, I can just push him right over to the Nether portal. Also, maybe I should install a ceiling. Would you look at that? After hours of AFKing, 2 ghasts have spawned. This is perfect. So I gathered a bunch of name tags and I named them Dinnerbone. So now I'm gonna run in there, name those ghasts, and then send off the flying machine. This is totally gonna go to plan, right? Nope. Okay. Okay, I hope ghasts can't break glass. Last I checked, they cannot. So let's just fly in and name them. Oh no, ghasts can break glass. And slime blocks. And apparently sticky pistons too. This has gone horribly. But at least we got upside down ghast. Okay. Let's okay. Let's see. Can I wonder if I can reel these ghasts in and maybe... Okay. I wonder if maybe I can reel them into the portal. Whoa. Okay. I should definitely have brought some fire resistance or something. Ah, man, this is not going to plan. Okay, you know what? Retreat. Retreat! I guess there goes the portal. Huh. Okay. That did not go to plan. Yeah. Oh. He's gonna break the portal. No? Could have sworn that portal could have broken by now. Okay. We're gonna need to get some help from the future, which, actually, I just got. So, future Javamonk came in and repaired the flying machine for me. Apparently ghasts can't see him. So, go figure. So now we have the task of opening this trapdoor, which... Come on. Ah, crap. How do you open a trapdoor when you can't reach it unless you're sneaking? This is very bad. There we go, you can't reach it when you're not sneaking. Okay, so now this flying machine will now move the ghast, both of the Dinnerbone ghasts, into the Nether portal. At which point, they should go through the Nether. Assuming they don't glitch out or something. And only the ghast should be able to be moved by this flying machine. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Does this work? Such a shame that it's laggy like this. That's what the lag was for. Because the ghast just went through the Nether portal. Right. Except for that guy, apparently. Okay then. Let's see. I don't have Thorn's armor. I'm just gonna run in there and save that ghast. Yeah. Let's Well, since apparently the nether portal did not break, despite the numerous portal breaking sounds, let's just nudge this guy in. Okay. We can just nudge him in, right? There we go. Okay. We have 2 ghasts in the overworld now. So, yay. Let's, yeah, okay. Building a ghast containment chamber out of glass was a horrible idea. So here's the thing. There's lots of zombie pigmen and magma cubes that went through this nether portal, but anything that went through that was not named Dinnerbone should, an emphasis on should, have despawned by now. Let's confirm that. There's a possibility that there's going to be 2 ghasts on the other side ready to blast my face off. Okay. Oh, brother. So where's the Dinnerbone ghast? Now let's just break this portal. There we go. Oh. Okay. Why is there a chicken here? There's no reason for a chicken to spawn here. And now we have ghasts in the overworld. 2 of which are upside down. But one of them is not upside down. And apparently they can break rails. Who knew? Ah, this is going horribly. Uneasy alliance. Okay. Talk about an uneasy alliance there. Ghast accidentally brought back to the overworld, only to be killed, sadly. Okay. And looks like a zombie pigman has occupied my minecart, so it wouldn't have been much use anyway. And there's more ghasts that are also in the overworld. What to do? Okay. Whew. One ghast is ready. In a minecart, and this glass pane barrier is a test, so the ghast will not be able to see me as long as there's glass panes right here. And I can still walk under these glass panes, so that's perfectly fine. Phew. Okay. So we still got some more ghast just hanging out. And we still got a couple floating around. They're gonna despawn soon. The Dinnerbone one, not gonna despawn, but whatever. This guy's trapped enough. I'm not gonna build out the minecart track. And now, something super trippy. Here I am building the railway to transport the ghast all the way back to the mansion. So, if the ground wasn't there, you wouldn't be able to tell whether I was going downhill or uphill. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And also really cool. And also mobs won't be spawning on this railway once the rails have actually placed in, so hooray for 1.9 spawning mechanics. Because, well, mobs no longer spawn on rails, I think in 1.9. I think that's what changed it. So here's the plan. The ghast is going to be dropped into this hole. So I just dug out this hole and did a little bit of terraforming to kind of cover up the fact that there's a ghast here. And there's just enough space for this ghast to have his tentacles kind of stick up. And that's the whole point. That's why I named the ghast Dinnerbone. So I kept this cobblestone here just so that I could access the front door. But at this point, that's really not an issue. So let's just snatch up these cobblestone slabs, because I have this thing called ender pearls. Which means I can ender pearl up to the roof of the mansion. Which might be necessary, since, after all, we are transporting a ghast right next to a wooden mansion. Yeah, the stupidity of this idea just hasn't quite clicked in until now. And the rail line's all built up now. So I guess let's do this. We now have the final bit of the minecart track built, so here's the plan. here's how I'm hoping this will work. So the ghast will be going along this minecart track and plop right into this hole, land on this minecart track. So the ghast, of course, is in a minecart already. Thank goodness. So then I'm going to power that minecart track and use a fishing rod to reel him in. At that point, I should definitely put some glass panes here. At that point, he'll be going along this minecart track, going down this, and then landing in this hole on that track down there. And the ghast should take 0 fall damage this entire time. The only thing that's really in danger is my completely wooden mansion. And also my sanity. That might be more difficult to repair. So here we go. Let's just place some glass panes so that the ghast doesn't target me. And at this point, I don't know how to do downwards glass panes to prevent line of sight, block line of sight, so I'm just gonna hope for the best there. And I actually have a similar issue with farther up the minecart track because, as we just found, the ghast explosions do blow up glass panes and also rails, except I really have no other alternative to those. Let's see. Let's just keep the grass here. Okay. And then once the ghast is in position, at that point I'm then going to cover up I'm then going to cover him up so that the tentacles are the only things that actually stick out. That and the ghast noises. Okay. I think it's time. Let's send in the ghast. Alright. The moment of truth. 1 rail and 1 hook of the blankly named fishing rod, and this ghast is on its way. Super nervous about this. Here we go. And don't tell me I have to push him. I'm gonna have to push him. This is oh man. I am not looking forward to this. Because he shoots 1 fireball at me and yeah. He's gonna end up attacking himself. Okay. I'm just gonna run in and push him. Here we go. Move, minecart. Whew. There he goes. Okay. And he's off. Okay. Now for this downwards part, I have no glass panes to actually block him. So I'm gonna need to I'm just gonna need to stay far enough away to not get in range, but also close enough where I can load his position. Or her position. I don't know. Do ghasts have gender? I have no idea. So I'm just gonna zigzag. There we go. Then once they get back into the glass pane area, then I can nice and safely fly right next to him. Alright, we have a ghast trapped in this glass cage, and also on the rails. Whew, okay. So that's task number 1 complete. Now comes the difficult part, as if that wasn't already difficult. We gotta get this ghast into this hole. Oh boy. Let me tell ya, I am not looking forward to this.
So let me get this straight. You want me to move a ghast?
Yeah. Because if I go in there right now and try to push a ghast along the minecart track, it's gonna see me and end up blowing up my mansion.
Right. Man, you're making this episode all about me, aren't you?
What do you mean by that?
Well, let's see. I fixed your farm, I fixed your flying machine, I've pushed some ghasts around, I pushed 2 ghasts around, actually. And now you're asking me to push this ghast around. You know, future technology is not free.
I kind of figured it was. I figured it was kind of like the fuel in Star Wars.
Well, this is episode 8 then.
Okay then. So, yeah, actually I'm going to need you to do more than just move the ghast. I'm also going to need you to rebuild the patio once the ghast is put in, because the ghast is going to be able to see me. It just locked onto me there. It's going to be able to see me and try to launch fireballs at me, and that's going to burn down the mansion.
I see.
Yeah, so, do you have any ideas on what to do?
This is really easy, you know. You grab a handful of these things, just like that, and then take off your armor.
Okay then. Off goes the armor. And I suppose I should take the food off too. But then how am I going to rebuild the patio?
Oh wait, I just realized. 1.14. Ghast can still see you when you're invisible. Fine. Put your armor back on. I'll fix this.
Can I get a look?
Not unless you want to be blown up.
How about we get a view from the camera account?
You do realize I am the camera account, right?
What?
Yeah. What do you mean you haven't realized that? I am the camera account. Fine. Go up the scaffolding ladder. There you go. You can fix the patio however you like.
Thank you, future Javamonk. Okay. That looked really, really cool. So, thank you so much. Yeah, so this looks exactly how I imagined. We have a ghast poking out from the... Oh boy. Is the ghast able to see me through this gap? No. Okay, good. So we have the ghast tentacles sticking up like it's some haunted front door. So this is perfect. So, okay. We have the ghast at the front door now. Let's now move on to part 2 of this mob moving project.
There's a part 2?
Yeah. Because now we have a ghast in front of the front door. So now I'm thinking of moving some bright purple shulkers around still. Whoop. Assuming the piston door doesn't kill me. So I finally figured out a good place to put those 2 leftover bright purple shulkers. I should put one on the chandelier here, and one on a different place where I can put another chandelier. So these next few parts, I actually don't have much time to actually record. So we're gonna have humongous jump cuts. So first off, jump cut number 1. Here are 2 chandeliers that are built out of white glass, and also white stained glass panes. Now, on top of the sea lanterns, I'm gonna get a bright purple shulker box in there. Bright purple shulker. And this will be the final place for those 2 shulkers. And so there's one of those chandeliers right there, and also one right up there. So let's see. I actually did quite a bit off camera, and I'm thinking this next clip I'm just gonna move all the shulkers off camera, because, well, you saw me move shulkers around in episode 83, and I just don't think it's gonna be all that interesting. Also, I don't have much time to record, but I do have time to play, so that's interesting. Here's the ice highway I'm going to use, and I'm just gonna put player heads all over the roof, and also all along the inside, so that the shulkers teleport directly to the chandelier. And future Javamonk is actually not here, because he kind of got fed up with the fact that I've been asking him to do a bunch of stuff with the mobs. So it's all up to me, and this is all going to be off camera. Yay! If this was a live stream, this would take about 4 hours. And several hours later, we now have shulker number 1 in the chandelier, and shulker number 2 in its chandelier. So now, there are no more shulkers to move. So all the bright purple shulkers now have their place, and yeah, you can hear the ghast in the background. Yeah, you don't quite realize just how loud ghasts are until you can hear it from the bulk storage room. I'm not kidding. Let me actually jump down there and show you. So, you can hear the ghast making its screechy noises, and so, this is also a recap of what we did this episode. So, Mr. Skeleton Horse, please get out of the way so I can demonstrate. Here is the super creepy ghast that I put in the front door. Boom. Now we have a haunted front door with ghast tentacles sticking out. That took quite some time. We also got the 2 shulkers in the chandeliers, and seriously, you can hear the ghast from the bulk storage room. And also we got chunk loading issues. Yep, see that? You can't hear any other mob, only the ghast. So, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please let me know, and I will see you next episode. Next episode, we're going to scale back the projects just a tiny bit. Not too much, though. See you next time.